Welcome friends. Today we are going to learn study of tenses. Before we start study of English, I would like to tell you about different kind of verbs. One can be the main verb as well as the helping verb. It has got another form. Verb can be an action verb or it can be a state verb. We can add non-action verb. Similarly, there will be three types of verbs when we learn in Toto, when we proceed further. The first form, here is second form, here is third form. In English language, first form of the verb is called base form of the verb. Second form is also known as past tense form of the verb. And third form is also known as past participle. So sometimes you may come across with this kind of V1, we can write down V2 and this is V3. So note down this thing in your notebooks, friends. Verb, main verb, helping verb. Another kind, action verb or state verb, we can also say non-action verb. Similarly, verb has got three different kinds of forms. First form is the base form of the verb. Second is the past tense form of the verb. And third is the past participle. Now, friends, we will discuss what is action verb and what is non-action. Or state verb. Here I will give you this to be form, to be verb is considered as non-action in English language. Except to be, all the verbs are action verb like to read, to write, to go, to play. These are action verbs. I am your friend. So here I am simply denoting, I want to say that I am your friend. So this am is are, this am is the present tense form of the to be. Here no action is there. The action of being is conveyed through this verb to be. We are rich. Whereas in action verb, we can say I play cricket daily. Here, play is an action verb. We can understand, we can see that some action is going on, right? So action verb and non-action verb are like this. Now the main important thing is the study of tenses. So in English language, friends, there are three tenses: present tense, second one is past tense, and third one is future tense. All these three main tenses have other four kinds of tenses. They are known as simple, second is continuous, third one is perfect, and continuous perfect. Three main tenses. These are four subcategory. So 3 multiplied by 4 is equal to 12. So in English language there are total 12 tenses we have to learn. We can say simple present tense, simple past tense, simple future tense. Continuous present tense, continuous past tense and continuous future tense. Perfect present tense, perfect past tense and perfect future tense. Continuous perfect present tense, continuous perfect past tense and continuous perfect future tense. So before we start learning tenses, before we go in depth of tenses, we should at least remember the names of the tenses. If somebody asks you how many tenses are there, your reply should be total 12 tenses. Which are those? So you should be able to name them. Simple present tense, simple past tense, simple future tense. Is it clear, friend? Okay. Now today I will give you some tips about how to make the study of tenses very easy. Which is the best method to remember, to understand the use of tenses. Right? Generally most of the students find the study of tenses very complex. They feel confused. So we are going to teach you in some different way. Simply you have to follow my instruction. Before we start, we will be learning helping verbs of all the tenses. At present we are learning action verb. We are doing the study of action verbs. Right? So action verb has got main verb and helping verb. Is it clear? So simple present tense, in simple present tense we have to use the verb do or does as a helping verb. In French, do and does we have to use in negative and interrogative sentence. In continuous present tense, we are using am is are as a helping verb. Am is are. Whereas in perfect present tense, the helping verb are have and has. In continuous perfect present tense, the helping verbs will be have been, or has been. Simply you have to remember, you have to memorize, you have to store and save it in your mind. The helping verbs for simple present tense, remember do does. They are always used in negative and interrogative sentence. In continuous present tense, am is are. Perfect present tense have has, and continuous perfect present tense we have to use have been and has been. Similarly, for past tense, instead of do or does, we'll be using simple past tense helping verbs. Here the simple thing is did. This is the past tense form of do and does, friends. So did is also used in negative and interrogative sentence. Whereas in continuous past tense, we use was and were as a helping verb. Perfect past tense, had is there as a helping verb. Whereas in continuous perfect past tense, continuous perfect past tense, we use had been as a helping verb. Note down in your, try to remember this thing. We are learning helping verbs at present. For simple present tense, we have do and does as a helping verb. Whereas in simple past tense, did is the past tense form of do and does. In continuous present tense, we have to remember am is are as a helping verb. Whereas in continuous past tense, the past tense form of am is was. The past tense of are is were. Similarly, in perfect present tense, we have to use have and has as a helping verb. And the past tense of have has is had. It is used as helping verb in perfect past tense. Next, have been and has been, they are used as helping verb in continuous perfect present tense. And in continuous perfect past tense, we have to use had been as a helping verb. Similarly, we can write down the helping verbs for future tense. It's very simple. Don't feel confused while remembering this helping verb. Simple future tense. We have to use shall or will. In continuous future tense, we use shall be or will be as a helping verb. Whereas in perfect future tense, we use shall have or will have as a helping verb. And in continuous perfect future tense, continuous perfect future tense, we use shall have been or will have been. Is it clear, friends? So today we have learned different kinds of verbs. We have tried to learn the names of the tenses. Now, before we go in deep, I have given you this action verb. It has got main verb as well as helping verbs. And for all the tenses, I have taught you helping verbs. So friend, remember this helping verb. This will be very good practical exercise for you. This would be easy for you to remember. In simple present tense, we have to use do and does in negative and interrogative sentence. In simple past tense, we use did. In continuous present tense, we use am is are. Whereas in continuous past tense, we use was and were. In perfect present tense, we use have and has. Whereas in perfect past tense, we use had. Similarly, continuous perfect present tense have been and has been. Whereas in continuous perfect past tense, we use had been. The same thing for simple future tense, we have to remember shall be always. Shall is used with the first person, will is used with second and third person. We will study this topic later on. In continuous future tense, we use shall be and will be as a helping verb. Shall have, will have in perfect future tense. Shall have been, will have been in continuous perfect future tense. I am sure you would have noted this. Now let us proceed on. Before we proceed, I would like to clarify one thing. I am your friend. She is a nurse. They are rich. I have many friends. She has a new car. I have given you these 5 sentences wherein here am is the verb, in this second sentence is the main verb, here are in fourth have is the main verb, here has is there. Am, is, are, have, had. They have been used in this sentence as the main verb. Remember friends, we use am, is, are as a helping verb in continuous present tense. But here am, is, are used as the main verb. Similarly, have and has we use as a helping verb in perfect present tense. Whereas in these sentences, I have used have and has as the main verb. In short, if somebody asks you the kind of the tense for this sentence, so you should say all these sentences are considered to be in simple present tense. This is very simple. Now friend, ask me, you can note down one rule. If am, is, are or have, has, they are used as the main verb in any sentence, the sentence is said to be in simple present tense. Remember, because this will be very useful in our next exercise, next chapter, next lesson. Now we shall proceed. You can also note down in your register this important rule. You can note down if am, is, are or have, has, if they are used as the main verb in any sentence, the sentence is said to be in simple present tense. It can be affirmative, it can be negative, or it can be interrogative. It doesn't make any difference. They are the only verb, am, is, are or have, has. There is no other verb in this sentence. That's why they are the main verb. And the sentence is said to be in simple present tense.